Santa Claus.
Jack Skellington.
Hell yeah. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Are we going to get copyright for like stuff like that?
Depends on how old the song is, I guess. If it's older than, 75 years past the death of the creator, then no.
For sure, I don't think that song is old enough. So hopefully, hopefully we'll get. It's not like we didn't sing a song last episode, but
yeah, that's true.
We didn't last week. We didn't even talk about Christmas music, like our favorite Christmas music.
We didn't. We talked.
No,
it was a Christmas movie episode, so.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I enjoy Christmas music, but not enough to have like a playlist of like these are the songs I'm going to listen to on Christmas.
Yeah.
But like rocking around, that shit, bop, banger. You know.
I can agree.
There's some that'll pop up in the store, and I'll be like, "Hey, how's it going?" It's a good vibe.
Well, I hear them on repeat because, retail, as we had stated once again last week.
Unless it's November, and then I will start ripping down shelves.
Apparently, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, apparently at the store, they had started playing Christmas music a week before Thanksgiving.
Ha! Nope.
I didn't pay attention to it because I always listen to something on my headphones, but that would have pissed me off real fast.
Yeah, no, I've been up in pack for what feels like the last 3 months straight. So I just pop up the phone, watch a movie, watch some wrestling, watch a football game, whatever.
Yep. Strong. Oh. Yeah.
Golly. But watch a movie, watch whatever. But I was walking around, and usually when I'm walking around, I'll slip it in my pocket. I'll either turn it off or I'll just play a song.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was walking around, I was hearing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in the middle of November. And I just slowly took my headphone out, and I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Somebody's got to make Thanksgiving music. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but what would Thanksgiving music be?
I don't know, but I mean, there's so many different options for Christmas. There's got to be at least one or two for Thanksgiving.
Grandma got jumped by a turkey. Some shit like that.
Yeah, like something.
Rock, fucking, trying to let the leaves fall. I don't know.
I don't know, but somebody can figure it out. It's not for
next year. Next year, Red Light Thanksgiving album.
All
and
right.
each song is labeled after like a dish.
I'm gonna start
some
buying producer software. We got it.
Yeah, no, and then in the middle of each song has got to be, this holiday is actually about the beginning of the genocide of the Native Americans.
Oh Lord.
It's like, have you seen that TikTok trend where it's like EDM music, but in the middle it's just really sad facts?
Oh yeah, the DJ will make a drop or anything a drop or something like that.
Yeah, no, he was doing it, and he was like, there is more slaves at this point in time than any time in human history. But right now, you'll be a slave to the rhythm.
Just had to make it slaves, didn't you?
But that's just the...
Look, I saw my chance and I took it, You always
just
say that I never take those chances.
Just cut, and the podcast, like the rest of the podcast, is a voicemail for me saying, I can't fucking work like this. Get rid of this guy. I'm tired of the racism. And tired of these. That looks horrifying. Did you see his eyes glowing? Holy shit.
I saw him the moment he hopped up.
But to actually get this podcast started.
Yeah.
There's a story. There's a Christmas story that I really, really enjoy, and it's a true story. Z, do you have any Christmas stories that you truly enjoy?
Like, that aren't my own?
Just, like, books, maybe some important events that happened on Christmas, stuff like that.
I don't think I have really anything.
All right. let me take you back. All
All
right.
right.
Let me take you back to World War One. Nobody really talks about World War One. All the love gets, pushed to World War Two.
Mm-hmm.
The World War One, it was the Great War. It was a nasty war, fucking trench foot. It was people's first real experience with PTSD and shell shock and all that.
And for the record, he says Great War, meaning the Great War, not it's a Great War.
It was a great war. It was the greatest war. But no. So let me paint the scene for you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Eve, Germans on one side of this field, the British on the other side. And I'm assuming you're nodding as you know this story.
Yeah, I
You
remember
mind if
it
I
now.
tell it?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right, because it really is. It's probably my favorite true Christmas story out there. So, for those of you who don't know, maybe too young or too old to remember what you got taught about World War One, big thing was trench warfare.
Yep.
You basically got in a field, dug these trenches that you had to hop out of, went across no man's land that was just a barren wasteland of of shrapnel, of barbed wire, of potholes, of
bodies.
The worst.
Yeah,
right?
it was bad.
But Christmas Eve, I believe it was the Germans where they raised a flag and it was basically like, hey, nothing's going to happen tonight or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. British officer ends up climbing out of his trench and holding his hands up and kind of walking towards the German trench. And the German officer does the same thing. And as they do it, the rest of the army that is with them does it, and they all approach each other. And they shake hands, and they tell each other Merry Christmas. And the next couple hours of that night, it's filled with, they made a makeshift soccer game. They shared MREs. They sat down and made fires and shared stories about their countries. German soldiers would give letters to British soldiers so that those German families could get those, because back in those days it was a cutoff. If you were German, you were not getting any letters to any of the Allied countries. Same thing with the Allied countries trying to give it to Axis countries. I know that was the names of World War II. I can't really remember the names of the groups of World War I. Can you?
I also cannot.
Okay, well,
but their
the
version of those, yes.
Yeah. Well, throughout the night on Christmas Eve, it was that. It was sharing food, sharing stories, laughing, having a good time, playing games and whatever. And at the end of the night, they each went back to their respective trenches, and they both raised a flag that said Merry Christmas. The Germans put up an English one. The British put up a German one. And a couple days later, and what really fascinated me about this story is so many soldiers on both sides ditched. They bailed. Because that's no longer a German soldier. That's no longer a British soldier. That's James. That's Franz. That's fucking Gunther. Hey, ring, General! That's fucking Thomas, That's not just someone I have to kill because I'm being told to,
Yeah.
They actually developed a mini relationship with this person, and they refused to fight each other. It ended up happening.
But they had to.
Just had to.
Yeah.
But for me, I take it in two ways. The first way I take it is I hate war. Hot take.
I think
War's
a lot
bad.
Of us do. Yeah, I would hope a lot of people don't like war.
Steaming hot take. War's bad. War's fucked up.
Yeah.
It reminds you that war is not fought between armies. It's a bunch of fucking suits that run the country that want more. That greedy motherfuckers that are willing to send you out to die for their personal agenda.
War is a business.
And to convince you that the other side are complete monsters.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes it was barbaric, I know. But, like, there's a reason why a lot of countries in Asia don't like Japan. Look up Unit 731. That's all. That's all I'm gonna fucking say.
Okay, all right.
All right. Japan did some fucked up shit. Japan got fucked. Okay, let's make that clear. Japan got fucked, but Japan did some fucked up shit.
Yes. I've actually heard that World War One story retold in a few different formats, and I think the one I liked the most would probably have been, I think I saw it in like a post or something, probably on Reddit, and I was like, huh, and then I looked it up and was like, oh, that actually did happen. That's pretty fucking cool, to be honest.
Yeah, and it, like I said, it reminds me that these are human beings that don't have anything against any other countrymen. Well, maybe some of the weirdos do. But
the blind,
no doubt there's some people with a gun that's like, I just want to go kill me a German.
And
what?
then you've got the blind followers, and but those people recognize that they're other people too.
Yeah, but I think 90% of the army is, I'm doing this because I got drafted. Like, there's a phenomenal World War One movie, and I cannot remember the name of it, and it's so aggravating. I watched it in school, and it was about this unit that had to hold a hill, and they got told they were getting backup, but they weren't getting backup. They were having to hold out for days and days and days, facing wave after wave of enemy soldiers being picked off and whatever. Phenomenal movie.
Mm-hmm.
But like the conversations in that was, oh yeah, what were you before the war? Oh, I was an accountant. I was a baker. I was a banker. These aren't soldiers. These aren't, mind on the enemy. These are people just trying to survive a war that a bunch of fucking rich assholes with greedy ass agendas, whatever. Yeah. That's a whole nother topic. The real topic of this podcast, what is it about Christmas that makes it so special? And not just to one country. Like, there's people who don't celebrate Christmas, but for a vast majority of the world, what it feels like, Christmas is such an important time, an important holiday.
I think, okay, so I did say there's many different, like, back to the music. There was many different, like, ways you could have Christmas music, right? I think, like, a lot of those different formats of Christmas also translate over to why, most of the world, or I don't know if most of the world actually celebrates Christmas, but, why we know a lot of people, different people outside of the U.S. celebrate Christmas as well. And I know, like, especially one reason would be religious, because especially in Christianity, of course, Jesus is born on Christmas Day, and, three kings and whatnot. But then there's also the more practical, like somewhere along the way, we've developed the Santa giving presents to all the nice kids, which I'm assuming adults probably were like, well, we want to give each other stuff too. But Santa is real for the kids listening. But
Santa's absolutely real. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Exactly. But I feel like there's a few different reasons as to why most of the world, I still say most of the world, but I feel like there's a few different reasons why people celebrate Christmas, and it doesn't usually tend to be all the same reason.
Well, I do think it's the Christian influence, because Christianity did reach almost everywhere. Definitely most of Europe, a lot of Asia, a lot of Africa, America, obviously, Canada, Mexico. Name a country, America or Christianity has at least tried to touch down there. So the Christian influence across the world is a very prevalent thing. Mm-hmm. If it's not the most popular religion in the world, it's second to only like Islam, right?
Yeah.
So obviously that's there. I was trying to look up the stat of the percentage, but all it pulled up is 85% of Americans, with a percentage happening in most countries. But it's just, Christmas is such, in America we have Thanksgiving, right? Where you get with the family, you have a good meal or whatever. But it's just like it's always been something about Christmas, and maybe it's the religious roots of it. But I don't want to. I don't want to get too queer on here.
Okay.
But there's a certain magic when it comes to Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a certain feeling in the air when the holiday is coming around.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, especially like Christmas movie wise, there's a lot of love stories. There's a lot of family stories. There's a lot of miracles and such that are, happen on Christmas.
Do you think that it is predominantly the religious root of it as to why it has that atmosphere around it?
I would probably say so.
Yeah.
I mean, for one, Jesus was born on that day. That's, the miracle, the, I guess, original Christmas miracle. But,
Maybe. I don't think we actually know when Jesus was born.
I don't either, but, that's
the day
what it's
celebrated.
Said. Yes.
I was hoping you would have looked straight down the camera and said, actually, no, he was. I saw it. What? Z?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know for sure, but
you said you're an old soul. You're thousands of years old.
I may sometimes think of myself as an old soul, but not that old.
Are you sure?
Positive, actually.
Negative. I'm just saying words right now.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate, and I don't want to take this podcast down a sad route. But when you grow older, that magic seems to kind of fade away just a little bit,
Yeah.
Now it's more stressful. When you're a kid, dude, Christmas time, the movies, the treats, the presents, the whatever. Now it's, my God, I hope my car starts.
Well, now it's because on top of the Christmas shopping that tends to happen and, the monetary expenses that causes stress, which is, in turn will take away some of that, the fog over the eyes of Christmas being, the best holiday or whatnot. Feel like as you grow older, you realize the behind the scenes rather than being a kid and it all just being thrown at you. You don't have to really do much to get the Christmas feel.
We'll see, and
that.
I take stuff like that and I'm like, okay, so what can I do about that? What can I do about this feeling that I miss about Christmas being such a magical time in my life?
Mm-hmm.
Make Christmas time special for my kids. By the way, homies, I have an announcement.
Oh.
I was hoping I was going to get you a lot worse. I was hoping I was going to get you a lot worse. Like, oh my God, what?
I feel like I would have known before you announced it here.
You don't think I dropped that information onto your...
I feel that would be a dick move, to be honest.
So Z left the podcast.
And
because I dropped that my wife was pregnant on the podcast and not to him directly.
Yes.
But no, one of the things that makes me the most excited about having kids is making that time so special for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if I'll go as dramatic as some people go. Have you heard what Bert Kreischer did for his kids for the longest time?
No.
What age did you... Kitties, cover your ears. What age did you stop believing in Santa Claus?
I don't know if I actually have an age to that. I remember believing, and then I remember just not.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be any sort of fade. I think it might have been probably around, let's say, after we moved in to my mom's current house, somewhere around 08, 09, I want to say. So between ages of 8 and 9 for me.
Okay, I would say the same. His kids believed in Santa Claus into their teenage years. Do you know how?
No, how?
Have you heard this story?
No, the only wild thing I know Bert Kreischer doing is him and Tom Segura's birthday parties or birthday
Yeah.
celebrations, their gifts and whatnot. I don't know anything
They
about
try to up
Christmas.
themselves every single year.
Yeah.
But so he, and of course it's coming from Bert Kreischer. Who knows when he's, exaggerating the truth by a fuck ton or just overall lying. But this is what he said, okay?
Okay.
His kids started to wane off of Santa Claus, but he wanted to keep it alive, right?
Yeah.
So he set up a GoPro in the living room, and he himself edited it,
Edited?
took the video,
Mm-hmm.
and made it look like Santa Claus came down the chimney, or like he was in the house and he put a hand with like a white fuzzy glove in front of the camera, and he was in a big red suit putting presents under the tree, and the kids legitimately thought that they caught Santa Claus.
Good on him, to be honest.
I mean, I look at that and I'm like, okay, you're setting your kids up to get slaughtered in high school.
I mean, yeah, but it's got to, like, as a parent, I'd imagine that'd probably be a pretty cool thing to, like, have kept the kids, engaged in Christmas. Like, oh shit, Santa's actually real. I have video proof, you know.
Oh yeah, no. In elementary school, they'd be talk of the town.
Yeah.
I have GoPro footage of Santa Claus. And then they get grabbed by the CIA.
Hired by Bert
Where
Kreischer.
Where did you get this? Where did you
That'd be fantastic.
Could you imagine if Santa Claus was actually real? They would have shot his ass down so fast.
Well,
It would be the Nightmare Before Christmas. They would
No.
have shot his fat ass out of the sky.
now we don't know the full capabilities of their location equipment, I guess. I almost said radar, but the radar wouldn't work with a Santa Claus. So,
See, did you go see Red One?
no.
My grandfather saw Red One and he said it was enjoyable. Like it was a good movie. He enjoyed it, right? And I don't know if this adds any credibility, but he has delved fully into the holiday season. He's the guy I told you post office in July listening to Christmas music. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's got this long white beard down to the middle of his chest. And one of his favorite parts about being a postman in December was he's had that white beard for a while. And some of the kids legitimately thought he was Santa Claus because he would wear a Santa hat and deliver mail to the houses.
That's fantastic.
So he really got into it. He went to a school in Minnesota to be a Santa Claus.
Hell yeah.
Have you heard of these things?
No.
I didn't know this was a whole community of like, yeah, you can hire him right now to show up at a party and be Santa
How
Claus.
fucking much?
I'm not sure, but I do know. I think last year he made $2,500 in December
Nice.
between malls, personal parties, Zoom meetings, whatever. And he's actually, I've been meaning to kind of talk to you because he wants to start a YouTube channel where he's like reading stuff. I was like, I got a guy who could probably design a logo for you.
All
And
right.
he was like, okay, but all that being said, since I completely forgot which Red One.
Red One.
I went completely off track. Red One tried to explain in a realistic fashion how Santa Claus would make it across the world. And when my grandfather was telling this to me, you remember our conversation about like grounding Batman and making Batman real.
Yeah.
I looked at him and I was like, that sounds cool. But at some point, like for this mythical being, let's just say it was magic.
Yeah.
Dad, how does Santa Claus get across the world? Magic. He's magic.
That is literally the be all end all answer. Like, okay, I get it. You want to be cool, but that just sounds like too much.
It's a fun thought experiment, right?
Yeah.
But just at the end of the day, I'm gonna watch anybody who tries to explain it and be like, cool. Have fun. I don't care.
But magic.
Magic.
Yes.
I'll say it's kind of fucked up that he's kept all these little people up there kind of like. You think Willy Wonka was an escaped elf, and he brought a bunch of his buddies down to that factory?
No, Willy
make
Wonka
chocolate?
explained how he got the Oompa Loompas.
You trust him though?
I mean, they also have you seen Wonka at all?
No.
Okay, watch that, and you'll probably have a better.
I don't think I'm gonna watch Wonka.
It's
I'm gonna
nice.
be honest.
I like it.
That's not on my list.
It's a good
You're a
movie.
Charlemagne guy. You know that? You're a
Yeah.
Charlemagne guy.
Yeah. I think his version of that one song, what's the Pure Imagination? It's probably one of my favorite.
Come with me,
Yeah.
and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
It's a pretty good one.
Take a look into my something like that.
Yeah.
But no, with the original, they
Willy
made
Wonka
it so
and the Chocolate
fucking
Factory.
confusing. No, because the Johnny Depp version was called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think the original Gene Wilder one was Willy Wonka and the Willy Wonka or something like that.
I believe it's
And then
Willy
you have
Wonka and the
Wonka.
Chocolate Factory.
Make the same fucking title. There's no reason for it to be bouncing everywhere. But back to my theory. You're choosing to believe the propaganda of a guy who is a known liar and child abuser. That's the side you're choosing. You know what I mean?
Did we skip a few levels?
What's up?
Who's a molester and child abuser?
I did not say molester. That
Oh,
was not a word that came out of my mouth.
I thought I heard molester, but I definitely heard child abuser.
Yeah, he's a child abuser.
Who?
He is Willy Wonka.
Oh, okay.
Who did you think I was talking about?
I don't know. I was like, what the fuck is a child molester? I mean, child abuser. Damn it.
I'm glad your brain can follow a timeline pretty easily. Because at no point did I bring up anybody else, and you're like, "Who's a child abuser?"
For some
Willy
reason,
Wonka.
I skipped back to Red 1 and was just like, what?
What?
That's why I was confused.
What?
Don't ask my train of thought. It was just the way it was. I don't know. Yeah, 1971 was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay. Now, Christmas morning at your house. What's that look like?
Christmas morning at my house is really just nothing special. We usually don't.
Grown up.
Growing up?
Yeah, grown up.
Also same. I mean, not really. I had a thing where specifically on Christmas Day, I would wake up at probably like 5 o'clock in the morning. I guess just out of excitement to open up presents or whatever.
Of course.
But I think only probably 4 or 5 years did I actually like wake up, get everybody up and open presents like that morning. What? You're thinking real hard.
Yo, quit rubbing your ass across
Oh.
the carpet. He wants to come over here and throw his ass back at me like I'm going to scratch it. This little fucking slut, dude. Holy shit. But
Okay,
Did
I
you
think
do-
only like 4 or 5 years did we actually like wake up and open presents. The rest was usually just kind of wake up, hang out for a while, and then we all convened at my grandparents' house later in the evening to open presents.
did you do the one present on Christmas Eve thing?
No.
I never got that. Spoiled little fucking brats.
Yeah.
Spoiled little brats. Be patient.
I always thought they were spoiled too.
Yeah.
As much as
Now-
I wanted to, I waited.
I will say I snuck down and I got a little peek at the stocking. Right? I got myself a little peek at the stocking. Right. So, first of all, with the stocking, my fucking parents would put chocolate in there that looked like coal. What are they trying to say? The fuck are they trying to say?
I think
What are
the
they
message
inferring?
is pretty fucking clear.
What does that mean?
Somebody's on the naughty list.
You ain't got to sing a little fucking jingle with it, all right? Somebody's getting fucked up. Which, by the way, have you heard the story of Krampus?
No.
You don't know the legend of Krampus?
I specifically did not look at Krampus shit because of the movies.
Right, you're a little baby boy when it comes to spooky stuff. Yep. Krampus was this being. It didn't originate with like movies. It's the opposite of Santa Claus. You know, growing up in the 20th and 21st century, well, I guess later in the 20th century, you get told you're on the naughty list, Santa's going to give you coal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, if you were on the naughty list, Krampus gets to get your little ass. Krampus kidnaps you from your home and drags you into the woods. Listen.
Sounds like a lot.
Isn't it phenomenal how much storytelling has changed in order to keep kids in line? Back in the 1700s, and I know this point's been made, but back in the 1700s, it was, hey, don't get caught lying or the witch is going to drag you into the woods and turn you into a tree. And now it's like, hey, don't get caught lying or I'm going to put some hot sauce in your mouth or some shit. Totally different.
Not even like hot sauce anymore. It's what's the term? Is it gentle parenting?
Yeah.
So it's like, don't be bad. That's it. Yeah, it's changed a lot, I will say.
You see, just a quick little note on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to parent the best I can without smacking my kids around. Right?
Fair.
I got smacked around. I got smacked around, and I will say that there is part of my family that got spanked growing up,
mm-hmm.
and there's part of my family that didn't. There's a very clear winner on what produces the better people. And it involves a little physical abuse. But
I was really hoping you would lean that way because I was about to be sad.
Oh yeah, no, I grew up with part of my family. Their kids didn't get whooped, and it was so fucking obvious. And it wasn't even when they were little. Dude, I believe this happened last year where we were chilling at the Super Bowl, and if y'all listen to this podcast, I apologize. Y'all can take it up with me whenever. But but literally he was like, "Hey, we got to get home." The dad to his kids, and his kids are in high school, said, "Yo, we got to get home." They're like, "No, we're watching this." And he just stood there. He just stood there at the door. My mom would have grabbed my arm so fucking quick and went,
snatched
huh?
Up.
What?
Would have got snatched up so fast.
I'm not saying physical abuse is the answer, right? Without giving y'all too much detail, I got fucked up. I got fucked up. It was a lot more than just some swats on the ass. I got fucked up. That's not the answer.
I was part of the generation that was told to go get a Switch, so
I am going to do my absolute best to correct my child, explain why the correction is happening, but if shit keeps happening, if they don't listen, they're getting some swats on the ass. I don't know what to tell you. They're getting swatted.
I can't say that I'm going to beat my kid's ass all the fucking time. But
no.
If there is a need, spanking will happen. So,
yeah, and I will try my best not to. Like, I've experienced a punishment that was just out of pure annoyance and anger. And that's not good. That's, again, trying to be a surface level as possible,
mm-hmm.
just to not upset anybody, and I don't want to fucking trauma dump on here. But I got fucked up. I've experienced what that's like. And
mm-hmm.
I get so pissed off when somebody just knows that a kid got hit with a belt and says their parents don't actually love them. That's child abuse. You don't know what the fucking... You don't have the slightest clue what physical child abuse is. You don't have a clue. A swat on the ass is not child abuse.
That's a lesson. That's not child abuse. Child abuse is much more.
But anyways,
it's back to Christmas, you know.
It's incredible to me that storytelling has progressed that much to where we used to tell kids that they're going to be drug into the woods, and slaughtered if they don't behave right.
We totally went from drug into the woods, strapped to a tree and slaughtered to naughty list. And you get coal in your stocking.
We did. Oh, that was the original thought. Is I was trying to get into a little debate. So,
all right.
coal in the stock. I would try to get peace at the stockings, but me and my lady have this debate, and we're gonna keep having this debate until our child's first Christmas comes. Okay.
Okay.
Christmas morning, everybody's sitting around. They got the presents in front of them. What's the move? What is the routine? What happens? How does the night go down? How does the day go down?
Okay. So I'll tell you what my family does, and we'll see what your idea of that is. When we actually do gather to open up presents, we'll pass them all out to everybody. So like grandparents, family, mom, dad, brother, sister. And we'll usually, the way that we tend to follow it is the kids will start opening their presents, and my granddad will go into his room and grab whatever stuff he got for us, because his stuff is usually separate for some reason. He hides them until the last second, I guess. And
like too lazy to wrap them, or are they wrapped?
Like they're sometimes wrapped.
Sometimes wrapped.
Sometimes wrapped. He's an avid Amazon shopper, if that says anything. So he'll pull out an Amazon box sometimes, open it up, and hand all the like adults something. Like 1 year, it's not on my desk, but there was like an arc lighter that he gave us. It was a set of 2. Oh, here's one. There's these little lighters.
Yeah.
And like he'll hand those out. We'll open those up as well while the kids are going through their stuff and showing all their gifts. And then I believe it's step up to as you get older, I guess. So it was like kids, then me, then the adults. Now it's just the kids and the adults.
Yeah.
But that's usually how we tend to follow it, and the order of opening presents.
Okay, so it's different between two houses for me, but it's the same kind of premise. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So at my mom's house and at my dad's house, it would usually be they have already separated. For context, I have a lot of fucking brothers. At my dad's house, we were rocking Christmas. I had 2 other brothers. At my mom's house, I had ah 5 brothers. Right?
Yeah.
5 brothers and me, 6 kids to get through. But it was basically like, okay, where's your spot? Go to your spot. Your presents are there, right?
Mm.
Now, we would go one by one. Pick a present to open it. Ah, thank you. Move on, right? At my grandparents' house, since we had 3 branches of the family there, it was always, all right, this family hand out your presents, this family hand out your presents, and then grandma and grandpa hand out your presents. And in each section, it would be youngest to oldest, open the presents, one at a time. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, here recently, with my mom, she basically just like, here's your gifts, open them. Open them, right?
Yeah.
But see, in my opinion, that's too quick. That's too quick. It's over in like 5 minutes, right? But my lady, and this is why I'm bringing this up, my lady gets stupid anxious with the whole, like, everybody looking at you, opening the gift, and you react and whatever. She hates it. I wanted to get your opinion on what the correct pacing of the gift opening is.
I don't necessarily think there is a pacing. Like, whenever like my family starts opening gifts, we tend to move through it as fast as possible. Like, we'll do the reaction, like, thank you stuff, but it's not drawn out, I guess. Like, I would honestly hate to do the one by one part. That's
really?
just, it seems like it would take way too long. Like, you have a big family.
It may take an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
An hour and a half.
My family, we get it. We tend to get done pretty quickly, I guess. Like, we're opening gifts for probably 30, 45 minutes, and then we spend like the last part of the night cleaning up, all the gift wrapping boxes and stuff. And
See, my lady does it in 20 minutes because everybody just rips apart their stuff and sees it. That's not good. I don't like that.
it leaves a little room for the excitement and the atmosphere, I guess. But I'm not totally against that. I would say there should be like some pacing, but an hour and a half, in my opinion, is probably a little long.
I do think, though, universal agreement, stockings go first.
Yes.
You take the stockings off, and before you open any presents, you go through the stocking.
Yes, that's what we do.
Absolutely. What's usually in the stocking for you?
It depends on what age you are, really. Like,
Really?
When I was
My
younger,
stocking has been pretty much the same since I was 12 years old.
ours are more like tendered towards what age group you're in. So, like, when I was a kid, I was getting a lot of like candy and little toys and stuff. And when I was a teenager and had a really expensive Christmas list, I would get like toothbrushes and stuff in the stocking, and then get the big gift that I asked for or whatever as a present.
Yeah.
And I think most recently, it was just candy in our stockings.
My stocking mostly consists of a couple things of candy, maybe a deck of playing cards, a gift card to somewhere, and maybe like a lighter or a matchbox or something like that.
Yeah.
But I will say there is a definite wrong pacing. Got a little story for you. One from Charlie Slimesicle. For anyone who wants to look it up, it was on the Chuckle Sandwich podcast, the first Christmas one they did, I want to say. But his family, apparently, their Christmas opening routine is someone gets picked, right? They go and grab one of their presents from under the tree. They open it. They say thank you, and then go hug the person that got it for him. He said that they will wake up at 7 a.m, take a lunch break, go back to present opening, and be there till like 6 p.m.
Hell no.
No, that's insane. That's crazy.
No, that sounds like one of those families that is like super into Christmas, gets pictures taken every year. You got to wear the plaid sweatshirt and sit in awkward positions. And then you have a whole Christmas tradition that's more like a fucking show. For some underground bullshit. Hell no.
Don't ever do that. No.
If I visit somebody's family for Christmas, if we're cool like that, and they say, all right, let's start opening gifts, and they do that shit, I'm walking out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're probably going to stand up at 10 o'clock, right? Like, stuff starts happening at 7, and it's 10 o'clock, and you haven't even made a dent in the presents. I know you're going to stand up and you'll be like, yo, can we get a fucking move on?
like, hey,
what are we talking about?
How long are we going to be here? How long is this going to happen? Like, I don't
Especially if they turn and say like, oh yeah, no, we'll probably get done around dinner time. You'll be like, I'll see you later.
If you start doing that shit, that's how I know your food ain't good. That's how I know your food ain't good. That's how I know there's raisins in the potato salad.
That's nasty. That's how I know there's potato salad, period.
Exactly. No, if I ever saw like 3 hours in, maybe if I make it that long, I'm gonna be like, hey, like the gift pile hasn't shrunk. What are we doing?
As soon as you see that it's going one at a time and not just everybody passes out a present, as soon as you see one little shithead pick up a present, unwrap it, say thank you, hug the person, and then it goes to the next person, I believe you're going to walk out. If that's going to be everybody, no.
I'm taking every motherfucking gift I brought with me. No. It's going to somebody else, I guess.
Now, thinking back, little memories. What is your favorite Christmas present that you have ever gotten?
My favorite Christmas present. I don't know if I actually can pick one, I guess. So for Christmas, over the years, I'd gotten a PS4, a PS3, a bass guitar, and amp. I believe I even got my trombone. I've gotten quite a few like really good gifts for Christmas, and if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with what I used the most, which would probably be either my trombone or the PS4.
See, I wanted a guitar when I was like 11.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a guitar. And my stepdad was like, no. He said, I'm already telling you, I'm already spoiling it for you. I'm not getting you that. I was like, why not? And then he was like, because I'm not about to be up at 8 in the morning hearing upstairs, fuck! Ah! I'm not about to be hearing that. That's not going to happen.
I think like my bass was a really good gift. I still do play it every now and again, but I mean it's a bass guitar, so it's limited to what I can do, not to what other people can.
One of my goals next year is to at least start the process of learning guitar. I really want to learn how to play the guitar.
Learning guitar is actually pretty fun, I might say. I've started learning guitar a few years back.
I think I'm gonna grab an acoustic though. There's a pawn shop not too far from here that sells them for not incredibly cheap. I think the cheapest one is like $80.
That's pretty fucking cheap.
For a good acoustic guitar, it absolutely is. I think the most expensive one they have is like $225.
Oh, that's pretty good too.
I'll have to show you that pawn shop. They got some good stuff in there. But I'm thinking about picking up a guitar from there and trying to learn it. The song I want to learn, funny enough, you brought it up, is Pure Imagination. And as a little in my head, when I have kids, I want to sing that song when they're going to sleep. You know?
Okay.
And I think playing the guitar would be a nice little addition.
I can't say it.
I can't sing though. Y'all have heard my singing voice. I can't fucking sing. But
I ain't singing on the pod, but you know we got it.
Would you do it? Do it.
No,
pussy.
I said I specifically said I'm not.
Do it though. Do it. You want to step up and you want to challenge me?
No.
I'm gonna play the
instrumental. Step up and challenge you.
I'm gonna play the instrumental to Leave the Door Open by Sonic. I want you to sing every word. All right. We're about to do this.
We're not doing that.
I'm gonna leave the door. Come on! I'll serve it up to you. Come on.
No, it's not happening.
You want to go to karaoke night? Is that what we need to do?
What, red light karaoke night?
Red light karaoke night is insane.
Who can we even bring into that? Jacob?
Oh, my wife would love that. Do you know how much my wife would love me and you singing a duet at a karaoke night at a bar?
That I know a place. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Next family outing.
She listens to these things now, okay? I'm going to get a text saying, oh my God, are we actually going to do this? So please don't put any ideas in her head.
All I'm saying is I know a spot. I know a couple spots.
God damn it.
Back to Christmas, though. I don't even remember where we were at, to be honest.
Me neither.
It was, I know. How did y'all want to lay out Christmas Day for your kids?
So hopefully my grandparents are, up and around enough to experience their grandchildren, right?
Mm-hmm.
With my great-grandparents, my great-granddad died when I was 1. And we've talked about my great-grandmother, Old Yeller.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta stop me, dude. You gotta fucking stop me.
I can't.
I'm going to get strongly worded text. I didn't know you spoke this way about your great-grandma. It's a joke, I promise. But no, she died in 2018. Mm-hmm. So when I was around 16, 17 years old. A little earlier than that, I think. But
yeah,
the reason I'm saying this is my Christmas now, it's Christmas Eve. I go to my grandparents' house and we have a party at their house, a get together. And my cousins, and it's pretty much, I have my dad on on my dad's side of the family, it's my dad and his sister, right?
Yeah.
His sister brings her family, he brings his family, and my grandparents are there, and we have a little Christmas celebration there. So I'm hoping for at least the first couple of years of their life, they'll be able to experience that, because that I proposed to my wife on Christmas Eve there a couple of years ago, because that atmosphere, that house means so much to me.
Yeah.
So I hope that my children can experience that atmosphere. And if it doesn't, they'll probably be way too young to have like lasting memories of it. It'll probably be like, oh yeah, we used to take you over here. And they'd be like, huh? What? Sure.
Hey, those lasting memories can start pretty early, because I still remember my great granddad.
Yeah.
He died when I was like 11.
Christmas morning, I'm hoping for the, usual wake up early. I remember I could barely sleep Christmas Eve. But wake up early, and we'll have a plan. We'll have a dedicated plan by then. We won't be fighting over what plan to do. Sit down, maybe probably have breakfast before, unless they get way too annoying if we're making breakfast. I'm like, come on, we won't open the fucking That's when I start beating the shit out of them.
Okay. All right.
I'm fucking tired.
Coming full circle. Let's get it.
But no, that, yeah. And just making it a very joyous and magical kind of thing. Maybe starting a fire, because I want a fireplace. I want a real fireplace in my house. And I know you can't have but if I'm lucky enough to be able to buy a house, first of all,
yeah,
I want one with a fireplace in the living room. So make some breakfast, start a fire, play some Christmas music over the speakers. And, yeah.
I think having a fireplace would actually be really, really nice for the atmosphere of Christmas, especially.
Yeah, my dad had a fireplace at his old house, and yeah. Yeah, I miss having a fireplace.
Unfortunately, I can't use my fireplace here, so.
Why not?
Not allowed to. And also,
I think you told me that.
there's an electronic fireplace in its place now that we also don't use.
Fuck the fucking liberals, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, fun times,
But no, as I said, I think, I don't know if it's particularly healthy to miss the magic of Christmas so much and then say like, well, I'll get it back when I have kids. I try to stay away from that mindset, because that feels like I'm putting a lot of pressure on them that just shouldn't be there. But I think the magic of Christmas for me will turn into the parenting role instead of the kid role.
I was going to say,
I hope I'm making sense.
I think it depends on how you look at that statement. Like, I want the magic of Christmas back for my kids would probably be a better way to word that. Because
I want them to experience the magic of Christmas.
Yeah, it doesn't put the pressure on them from you, like you offloading your own issues onto them or anything. I want to make it special for my kids. And that's what I would want to do for mine, especially. I don't really have any plan as to how I'd lay it out, because for one, I'm single. Two, even when I was in a relationship, we never actually talked about that. Like, we talked about having kids, but never, what's Christmas going to look like?
Yeah.
So it's never been a thought prevalent in my mind.
And this is going to get a whole lot deeper in the last 5 minutes of the podcast. But I have to own up to myself that I'm a dreamer, and that's just who I am. And whether or not I put the work necessary into making those dreams a reality, that's yet to be seen. I think I do an okay job, could be better. But the image of me and my wife sitting on the couch, her with a cup of coffee, Me with some orange juice because I don't like coffee. Not into it. Maybe some hot chocolate or some shit.
Hot chocolate.
Just watching our kids go crazy for presents, that's legit. And having them grow up in a house to where they feel, I don't know,
good
safe
Lord,
enough.
American economic system, please let us be able to buy a house when we get to the age. I would really
Crossing
love
my
that.
fingers.
Cross my
fingers
heart, hope to die, just
praying
on.
to God.
Do
Anyways,
something.
subscribe to all the channels. Watch the stream, please.
Please, yes, watch the stream. We stream whenever. I don't know if we actually have a date for it, but most recently it's been Mondays?
Well,
Mondays or
like
Sundays?
now, I guess we're gonna get into a little promotional content the last 5 minutes. Now I think we have a pretty consistent start time of like 7 o'clock on Mondays. We stream and the VOD is put up every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Might change up the Friday video, but little peek behind the curtain. We now have a group of people that we could probably get pretty consistently into.
Probably.
So it's not just me and him having another podcast with just a game in the
We could
middle.
actually have some fun people joining and playing with us.
Yeah, I wanted to
Spread
make it
out
into
so
a video,
much.
but this guy is telling me to fucking relax.
I didn't say fucking relax. I'm just saying don't push yourself too hard. You're working 60-hour weeks at the moment, so.
Yeah, but hey, hallelujah, amen. It's the last one.
I was gonna say I never did go through Christmas at Amazon because I left the week before.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't? You never went through a Christmas?
I moved up here that week.
Oh man, the checks are beautiful. The checks
I went through the
beautiful.
60. I went through at least 2 of the 3 or 4 60-hour weeks.
Yeah.
I remember those. It was. Yeah, didn't like the work, but the checks were fucking nice.
Dude,
So
unfortunately I have to get off early to take the lady to work. But if I didn't, my checks would be close to $1,500 a week.
that's bigger than when I was there. But also, I didn't make over 20 an hour, so that's fine.
Yeah, no, I make 24 now.
I made $18.90 when I was there. So
Yeah, dude, when I heard we got that, I know I said it before, but $1.25 raise, I was like, fuck yeah.
must be nice. Must be nice.
Hey, you can always come back, you know.
I don't think. Well, maybe no. I don't think I will.
Why not? I ain't got
tired of this.
nobody to talk to. I got Cheyenne and then a bunch of random motherfuckers that I don't actually like. My light fell. Oh, God. Fuck me. I guess it's just staying down there.
This might have
Oh, God.
to.
It's falling apart. With it falling apart, though, with it approaching an hour, this was Red Light Homies, the official Christmas edition. We didn't say it at the start of the show. We'll say it right now. Merry fucking Christmas.
Merry fucking Christmas.
If
What
you
is
don't
it?
celebrate
Merry Christmas,
Christmas-
you filthy animal.
If it's not Christmas, you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. Which, by the way, a quick little thing. I've never seen someone get upset with Merry Christmas, but I've seen so many fucking people get uptight about happy holidays.
Because the people that wanted to change it to Happy Holidays are fucking idiots. So everybody got mad about that.
Why does anybody care?
I don't know.
Why does anybody care?
It's people. We all care about everything. Way too
I know
much.
people that have like shirts that say it's Merry Christmas in this household. Good for you.
Okay, that's a little much. If you got to buy a shirt about it.
The bumper stickers and shit. But follow us on all the platforms: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Not really active on anything else. Listen to the podcast: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Audible, maybe one more. Can't really remember it now. Check it out on YouTube. And when you do check it out, make sure you like, rate, and share. Especially rating, especially sharing. Rate it 5 stars. Z, what's a 5-star rating these lovely people can leave?
These guys have a podcast. 5 stars.
Amen. And make sure you share, whether or not that's clicking the crooked arrow, sharing it to whatever platform you want to share it onto, or word of mouth. Word of mouth is very, very important. If someone comes up to you and they say, Merry Christmas, ya dog, I want to listen to a fun little Christmas podcast. Z, what do they say?
Well, you can head on over to the boys, Jackie and Z, over at Red Light Homies. They talk about Christmas, and they talk about their experiences and what Christmas means to them and what they want to do with it. It's pretty interesting to listen to. Go ahead and listen to them on, YouTube.
Absolutely. This was the homies Jackie and Z.
That's me.
Make sure you go to sleep or Satan won't come.
Merry Christmas.
See y'all next Monday.
Peace out.